when I opened up Zoom for the meetings and everything, as soon as it popped up, it said there have been some delays and stuff on Zoom and Zoom meetings and lagging because everybody's using it.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't that be it? The world's turning to Zoom, and I found it first.
You're always a leader, Russ.
Yeah, the world's turning to Zoom, and I found it first.
Trying to get YouTube to come up on the TV over here.
Yeah, it's everything is like real. I've noticed my internet this past week has been really, really laggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now.
okay, cool.
I mean, I love TCM and old movies, but it's been freezing up constantly on me. And
Yeah. We are into this. The old Nancy and I are into the old ins. Oh, well, anyway, good morning, everybody. Glad you all are out there and joining us. We got to talk and I forgot about that, but yeah, glad y'all are out there and joining us, and wherever you're at right now, we all appreciate it, I'm sure. But yeah, Nancy and I got into watching the old, I think it was the original in CIS with Grissom. You know, Grissom and all his team and everything. And we were trying to watch it last night on Hulu a little bit. We started off at the very beginning and been watching it through, and it would freeze up. And she finally got like, I can't watch this anymore. I'm like, I know, it gets aggravating. You get right in the good part and it freezes up. And sometimes you have to even actually start it all over again. So
I was having trouble accessing websites last night. They'd freeze, and you just have to wait until they decided to cut it loose so that you could get to where you needed to go.
yeah. Yep. So for those of you who work, let me get this set up so I can actually see the stream over here on YouTube. That's where we have the most people most of the time.
The Facebook feed is working too.
Okay, cool. Now this computer wants to lock up. There we go.
Ooh. What a bummer.
So I can see the chat over there in case anybody wants to join us. Oh, and anyway, for those of you who want to know, inquiring minds might want to know, Saturday afternoon, well, I had been working in my yard very heavily all last week. Cleaning out, I just cleaned out the flower beds, just totally wiped them all out and starting all over again, basically. I'm keeping my hibiscus because I love hibiscus plants and they're huge. I mean, they're like 5 foot tall. But all the other plants, I just dug them all out. Then the flower beds over the years, the water is between so much rain and hurricanes, it's washed the dirt out. So I refilled the flower beds with dirt. Anyway, to make a long story short, I've been out there all week, and Nancy wanted to help Saturday. So we got out there Saturday and was doing some yard work. Well, right where we're at is right where the sun was. It beat down on us trying to strip that one bed out and refill it and everything. So you can't walk around Walmart eating grapes. No one bothers you, but as soon as you pop open a beer, hear him security. Mr. Doughboy said that over on YouTube. So anyway, I guess got overheated. I mean, and then so I got overheated Saturday, so I didn't feel good Saturday night. And then along comes we finally got some rain Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night. So then Sunday, I woke up, I wasn't feeling real good. Sunday afternoon, I started this post-nasal drip thing. And as soon as that starts, I can pretty well guarantee you I'm getting a sinus infection. And Monday morning, it's a sinus infection. So Dave Hart, morning, first day off in over 3 weeks. Wow. Dave? Yeah, I think Dave, you're a mailman, right? You're delivering mail, so yeah.
Mail must go through.
Yep, the mail must go on. So anyway, sorry about Saturday night. Brenda said she was worried about me that I had heat exhaustion or whatever, or was having a stroke. And my wife said that, yeah, you don't look, she told me earlier, you're gonna, why don't you just cancel the show? You don't look like you're ready for it. You don't look good. But anyway, so I did the show and went in and got some water and some Gatorade or anything and laid down, and I was fine. I woke up Sunday not feeling the best, but in the same aspect, I didn't feel that bad. But then along comes Mr. Sinus infection.
Amy kept checking in because she could hear your voice. She was in the other room. And she's a nurse, so she kept checking in. Like, is he okay? He sounds lethargic, and you're drawing out your sentences.
Yeah, I was not feeling well at all, trust me.
I just said, he's still sitting up straight. I'll let you know if that stops.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling good at all. Like I said, I just got overheated. I got to quit doing that. But we had this one bed. There was only one bed left to strip out. It was probably 8 foot long, 3 foot wide, and she was out there to help me. I'm like, this is it. This is all we got to do. We just got to get this, but it's right out in the broad open sun.
Wow.
And so we got it done. Yes, Luanna, I'm feeling better. And Dave Hart confirmed, yes, he is a U.S. rural carrier, a male escort. I like that. Yes, I feel sorry for you guys between y'all, UPS and everything. I even feel sorry for the dumb FedEx guys. Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of my cop friends, and a lot of them, they're working 12-hour shifts right now.
Yeah.
And they're not getting much of a break.
No, and they're changing a lot of things. Tampa, Florida had 35 police officers test positive for COVID-19.
Wow.
Yeah. And my son's Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department, where my son works, so far so good. They're not even, they have morning briefings. There's where the sergeant tells them what's going on that day and what they need to patrol. They've cut out morning briefings so they don't social. They get in their police cars and go straight to work. And then where they would send more than one deputy at a time, in some places they're only sending the maximum of 2 unless they call for backup or help.
Right.
Screaming in the microphone, they're killing me. It's like they only try to send 2 and to try to keep social distancing down. So. But 35 police officers, that's a bunch, people. Yeah. That can affect a whole bunch, a whole shift. That many police officers.
Yeah. Well, in small towns, it'd be the whole force.
Yeah. Tampa's big cities. I mean, it ain't as big as New York or anything, but Tampa's got a lot of police officers. But still, when you put 30, let's say it's they go by shifts. So let's say it's a shift, so to speak. And a shift has 102 police officers. 35 is a chunk out of that 102.
I'm pretty sure between the county and the city, we haven't got that many officers. Might take 2 towns to wipe that many out.
But yeah, I'm feeling better. I still got it in my sinuses. And my wife was thinking, like, because I'm the one that's been going out lately to get stuff that we need because she's working from home and I'm retired, and I stay my social distancing. I don't get close to people. Nobody sneezed or cough on me. I keep my hands clean and blah, 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 blah. But when I come up Sunday morning and wasn't feeling good, she was taking my temp every 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm like, I wish you would stop it with that dead burn thermometer. It's like, I can't even rest because you're coming in here. Well, I just want to make sure. I said, I don't have a high fever. I'm not coughing. I cough occasionally, but that's the sinus that's the post-nasal dripping down your back throat.
Well, that's the old story about being in the hospital. The doctor tells you get plenty of sleep, but they come in every hour to take your vitals and wake you up.
Exactly. Every hour on the hour.
But say that
get on the same page.
the COVID-19 is probably the least of your worries. You out there working in the heat, and going to give yourself a heat stroke or or a heart attack or God only knows what. There's a lot of things you need to be monitored for.
Well, by that, but that was Monday. By that time, I was over if any heat exhaustion or anything. That would have happened during the night Saturday.
You're lucky she just tried to take your temperature by poking you with a thermometer in the mouth or on your forehead or something, she could have flipped you over.
I know. She could have used a rectal thermometer. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying.
I destroyed all those.
Right to the source.
I destroyed all those a long time ago.
She said, I'm going to give him something to crab about this morning.
Yeah, Luann up here is saying small rural towns affect the whole. Yeah, that can affect the whole county.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking, Mr. Doughboy, I'm taking a new job in China, tasting doorknobs. We are in a furlong ride. It's our local nursing homes now. It's in our local, we are in for a long ride. It's in our local nursing homes now, says Chris Nealon. Oh, that's not good.
Our governor just extended this till May 4th.
The president extended it till, the whole month of April.
Yeah.
And finally, Governor DeSantis, which I kind of liked, I'm starting to not like him so much anymore. All the counties were passing things saying for people to stay inside, but the state wouldn't pass anything. And he was like, he had this thing like, well, it's up to the counties to do their local individual things. No, it's up to you also to pass a major resolution for the state. And then all the counties will follow lead on top of it.
Perhaps he does not understand this is a pandemic.
Yeah. And so he finally passed yesterday a thing for the whole state. Y'all stay the hell away from each other and stay inside. So it's
I heard that yesterday they started turning people around at the border.
Yes. Yep. They've now set up roadblocks. That took them a little while, and they're turning people around, not letting them come out of anywhere into Florida. They're going to start turning. And you could probably still get in on the back road, but the major highways are closing them down.
Yeah, the Keys did that a week ago. They shut down A1A. Unless you live there, you're not coming in.
Yeah, but you only got one road into the Keys. That's easy to shut down.
True, but the hard part for them is people who go on and off by boat all the time. Their personal boats. They're starting to round those up and run patrols out in the water, but it's crazy down there.
Costco has spit shields up all over the place. Yes, Publix is supposed to be putting in plexiglass around the cashiers to keep them protected.
Clear shower curtains up at our post office.
Clear shower curtains?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, something's better than nothing.
And when the lady waits on you at the counter, she tells you what she needs from you, and then she does this little kind of dance back away from the counter, And I mean, you're at the counter. What are you going to do? Try to hop over it and go past that plastic shower curtain thing she's got up? And it was all I could do to keep from laughing when I was in there the other day. Because I thought, well, that's just
counter
cute.
Service. We shut down our counter service to the public two and a half weeks ago. And we're still all going in there 1 or 2 days a week. We're just trying not to all be there at the same time.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, this is just a little, one-horse post office here in this town. There's usually not more than 3 people in the lobby on a busy day. And so, I had to kind of chuckle about that. I was like, look, you got the plastic shower curtain up there, and it's not like we can come over top of the counter.
Right.
I don't want to talk to you anyway. You tell me what I need to do, and I'll do it, and get the hell out of here. But that little dance she was doing, getting back away from the counter, was kind of cute.
Luann, did you guys see any of the news today? The idiot in California who ran the train off the tracks intentionally to try to get across a road in a parking lot to hit the hospital ship.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that last night on the internet.
There's a lot of math he didn't do here. So.
Yeah.
You just kind of wonder what the heck he was thinking. I mean, that would be the worst thing in the world to try to get to a boat is a train.
By a train,
yeah. I mean, come on, give me a break. I mean, there's a lot of idiots in this world. How about the guy in New York that snuck in and hid his COVID virus? He had it to see his wife in the maternity ward. She'd already had the baby.
Yeah.
But he gave her the COVID virus, and now she can't even see her own baby because she's quarantined. Are you kidding me?
See, I would get well for spite.
I think he ought to have his nads cut off, be honest with you.
I would hurt him badly.
Yeah. I mean, That's crazy. Why would you want to infect? I love my wife. If I got it, I would go to the other. I don't want her anywhere near me for possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, sleep in the same bed. If I'm going to get it, she probably already has it herself.
Well,
And just hadn't come.
He's endangering the baby and
Yes.
the other babies that's in there.
And the other women that are in there, and the nurses and the
Yep.
doctors, and it goes on and on and on.
Yep.
Maybe castration might be too easy. Maybe they ought to take him out and shoot him.
I might be a little bit concerned about bringing on offspring from that, but that's another story.
Really. Luanna Pierce said she's going back to working on her house. Stay well, be safe. We'll try. Mr. Doughboy says rectum hell damn near killed him. I know that joke. But they let the churches stay open. That's a debate. I mean, they're really
closed here.
Yeah, they're closed.
Closed here too.
They're having problems with that.
They're doing video services.
Yeah. The train operator was Wild E. Coyote from Mr. Doughboy. That's a hard thing when you think about that, closing churches and telling them to stay away from each other. And here's my input on that. And I believe in God, trust me. And but here's my thought on that is two things. Number one, yes, the state or government shouldn't have control over churches, so to speak. But in the same aspect, God didn't create dumb humans. He created smart humans. We've been to the moon and back, for Christ's sake.
He created humans with a brain and expects us to use them.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're smart. We're smart individuals. Okay.
Not all of us are smart, though.
Well, and it actually says in the Bible, if you read and study the Bible, on numerous occasions, when he was going to send the plague, and I don't remember the city, when he was going to send the plague into this one city, they were supposed to cover the door frames on the front doors with the lamb, the blood from a lamb for protection. Mm-hmm. So he obviously didn't want them gathering in a church together, not unless they all went in one place and covered the doors, covered it with blood. So he was telling them stay the heck at home,
Yeah.
And so what part of this don't you understand? I mean, you don't need to be in church to worship God.
Well, why do we have to tell people to wash their hands?
I don't know.
See, that's kind of blowing my mind. We were taught when we were children that you keep your hands clean.
Yeah.
True, but do you wash your hands after touching something? I mean, I picked
not
up
normally.
You
normally.
That's what they're meaning. But everyone took that as overboard. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I don't wash my hands when I get to my truck. But I open the door. I got my hands on the steering wheel. How many surfaces did I touch? The big thing was don't touch your face.
But they're telling you how to wash your hands. That you have to wash your hands for 20 seconds. Weren't we taught this as children? How to wash our hands?
We were, but some people don't think about it. I mean, some people.
I can understand. Say, look, that germ could be on anything. It could be on any kind of surface. So, if you're not wearing gloves, then you need to be washing your hands or using a hand sanitizer, and you need to do it after everything you touch. But to tell people that, okay, you have to wash your hands, sing the happy birthday song, take 20 seconds to wash your hands. This is how you wash your hand. I mean,
yeah,
people should know by now.
They should, but
if they're over the age of 5 or 6 years old, they should know how to wash their hands.
Robert Carr says, hi, Russ from the UK. I hope y'all are doing well over there in the UK. Jim Bashirs is out there. And he says, hey, Russ, the ship is stuck in Spain waiting for a retrofit. Yeah, I don't know that we're going on a cruise next year. I mean, I'm not saying that we aren't, but in the same aspect, everything since the beginning of March on is kind of iffy until they.
But in a case like that, we got a group with supposedly people are paying along the way. They're going to do everything they can to keep us.
Oh, they are. I'm not saying they aren't. We just don't know what ship. Yeah, we just don't know what's in. Even if they're pulling another ship into service, they will. Yep. TJ's Woodworking Shop says, "Hey, brother," and hi. How are you doing, TJ? Brian Woodward says, "I hate to be that guy. There is no R in wash.
Yeah, he's making fun of the way I talk.
Yeah, R and wash. You need to wash your hands.
Well, I go out to the kitchen
Yeah,
to get me a drink too. And and if you ask me when I'll be there, I'm going to tell you that I'll be there in about an hour.
Yeah, about an hour. James Parker says good morning. Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking says good morning. Yeah, I have that Southern slang also. I do pretty good, in all sincerity, because I've been up north a few times and people didn't realize I was from the South because I don't have quite that bad accent. Brenda's got it bad.
I spent a lot of time with my granny, and she was from Kentucky. And
Yep.
so I picked it up from her. It used to drive my mother insane. She couldn't stand to listen to me.
Worse. My daughter used to call a wasp worsp. There's a worsp, Daddy. And I'm like, what the heck's a worsp? It's a little, oh, by the way, I'm wearing a little thin jacket. It's got down in the 60s last night here.
Oh,
what a shame. It's 35 degrees here right now.
we're in the 30s. I want to reopen the shop, but it's still just a little too cold to be comfortable out there.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, but I've been sick. Come on, give me a break.
Well,
what's funny about
being sick?
It's funny about sinus infections is you wouldn't think. I can understand a cold. How you wouldn't think I never understood how bad a sinus infection is and how bad it can make you feel. Yeah, it can make you feel real bad because it's all right up in here. You get sinus headaches. My nose is a little runny. You get that postnasal drip in the back of your throat, which causes you to have a sore throat. And it goes on and on and on. And you feel like, warmed over butthole because you just don't have any energy.
Take your vitamin C.
I've been taking my vitamin C.
See, I've been chasing you with the thermometer and your vitamin C.
Yeah, nice. James Parker says, nice box you built for your daughter, Russ. Thank you. I got a new video out. I posted this morning. Actually, I made that a couple of weeks ago and just now posted the video.
Chris Nealon's leaving. Bye, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Bye, Chris. Have fun today. Stay out of trouble. What is it? Keep your mask on, your head low, and wash your damn hands. That's what my new thing to tell people. Jim assures he had to take last Friday off with a sinus infection. Yeah. I got him one time so bad I had to go to the doctor, and it took like 2 rounds of antibiotics before. I thought it was a cold and I was trying to wear it off and it didn't. He goes, no, you got one heck of a sinus infection. Matter of fact, he was in the room next to mine with a patient and heard me and got through with her and skipped a couple of patients to come to me because he thought I was dying in there. He was like, he come walking in, he says, are you okay? And I go, yeah, why? And he goes, I can hear you sound. He said, man, you sound bad. At first he thought it was in my lungs, but he listened to my lungs and realized it was on sinuses. So, but yeah, they affect you. And I know people think I get sick a lot, but I looked up from my doctor. I haven't had a sinus infection in almost 8 months. Now I've had sinus problems, but not an actual full-blown sinus infection. Yeah, I'm always going to have sinus problems. Buster and Noreen Stott says, hi, Russ. TJ Woodworking Shop says, I was out of YouTube for 1 year and my wife and son were in a 4-car accident. Oh, my goodness. I hope they're doing better. Jim assures you, yeah, I'm still going through my antibiotics. Yep. TJ's Woodworking Shop says, I'll see you guys later. Take care and God bless. Yes, TJ. Keep your mask on, your head down low, and wash your damn hands.
Take your vitamin C.
Yeah, I've been bumping up on that since I started the sinus infection. And what made me made me think even worse is, thank God we've got pretty much everything we need for the whole month of April. I mean, we might have to go after some milk or bread later on during the month or whatever. And, but I was thinking like, man, I definitely don't want to go anywhere with a sinus infection. You know what I'm saying? Because my immune system is low right now because of it.
All you gotta do is cough though, and people will clear the path for you.
Drink more OJ. I don't like OJ pure orange juice. It's really kind of tart to me. I know they have sweet orange juice, but what I like to do is mix apple juice and orange juice together. The sweetness of the apple mixed with the orange juice. Oh, that's good. That's what I always tell my wife. Get me a thing of apple juice and a thing of orange juice, and we'll mix them together when I'm sick and I'll drink it.
I don't like store-bought orange juice. I like fresh
Yeah.
squeezed.
Yeah. But yeah, I mix it with the keep the tartness down. But everybody
pineapple
else,
juice is good for you too. Drink some pineapple juice.
yeah, I like
That'll help
pineapple.
clear your congestion.
And grapefruit juice is supposed to be excellent for you. And man, that is some tart stuff. Oh,
put a little stevia in it.
Yeah, pink grapefruit is not near as bad as just regular old grapefruit. My dad used to go out to the tree and pick a grapefruit and sit there and knead it and squish it, real good, and then take his pocket knife and cut the top out of it and turn it up and drink it. And I'm like, yeah, warm grapefruit juice.
And grapefruit's good for dieting.
Yes.
You talked about dieting. They say you eat a half a grapefruit before each meal, and that kind of curbs your taste buds.
Yep. I wonder why.
keeps you from eating everything that gets in your path.
You can't taste a dead burned thing after eating that. Yeah, you can. How you doing, Chris? Are you doing all right?
I'm just doing ducky. Just living the dream here at home. So
you said you still can't.
No, doing ducky. Just
yeah, no, but you said you still can't get out in your shop because it's still kind of cold.
Oh yeah, it's only in the high 30s out there. I can last a while, but that cement slab I sit on, that holds on to the cold.
Yeah.
For a good long time. So eventually your feet get to the point that it hurts. So I just don't even bother right now. Hopefully they're saying Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is gonna be up in the high 50s. So we can get out there, get some work done. So
you doing all right, Brenda?
Oh, it's just another day in paradise, You just keep working around the house, and it's nothing any different than what I normally do, except I feel like I'm limited. If I wanted to go out and go somewhere, I'm grounded.
Yeah.
I don't like being grounded. I'm too old for being grounded.
Yeah, I know. I've got stuff here. I got wood. Just before this thing hit, I went and bought a whole 4x8 sheet of 1/4-inch Baltic birch plywood. It's like 6 ply or 7 ply. It's really good plywood. So I got tons of stuff, wood and stuff I can do around here. It's just, you sit there and you go like, wow, wouldn't it be nice just to go back to Home Depot one more time? So,
we can go. I guess they get it set up where just tell them what you want and then do like a curbside pickup and they'll help you load the truck.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know they got to stay open because there's people that are going to have sink problems or people going to have toilet problems or,
Oh, yeah. I think contractors are still working.
Yeah. I think Teresa Meadows posted that she needs a plunger.
First thing I thought, they've owned a house for how long? Why don't they have a plunger?
Yeah. We have more than one. Trust me.
Yeah. So don't we?
Yeah.
Actually, I think we have one more than we need.
Yeah. TJ's Woodworking Shop says, yes, they are okay now. My wife is still getting physical therapy. Wow.
That's amazing. I think that's something that could cut out right now.
Robert Carr, I'm a beekeeper and lemon and honey and hot water is nice. Yes. And Robert, I have heard this and I'm trying to find a local, what are they called? Arbitrary. What do they call a beekeeper? As a name for a beekeeper. Anyway, I'm trying to find one locally because from my understanding, if you can find one locally that has local pollen, where the bees get the local pollen on them and take them back to the honey, a teaspoon a day of that honey will help you overcome your allergies.
Yep.
So I heard that. So I need to find a local beekeeper because we have a lot of oak trees and I have a feeling it's the oak pollen that's killing me the most. And so therefore, if I could find a beekeeper that lived around a bunch of oak trees, I might have something there. So
you might check on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of times that, local people will post things on there. So might check there.
James Parker says, I can't drink grapefruit juice with some of my meds. And that's true. There's some medications you're, and Dan Inge says that you're not supposed to eat grapefruit if you take blood pressure medicine. Yes, there are some medicines that will the grapefruit juice have an effect on. Jim Bashir said he has to go do online training. Keep your mask on, your head down low, and wash your damn hands.
You don't know where that keyboard has been.
Take your vitamin C.
Robert Carson says an apiary. How you spell APE?
Apiary.
Apiary. Okay, an apiary. Yes, I knew it was some kind of name.
I just call him a beekeeper.
Yes, an apiary. Yes, I'm gonna have to look for that and try that, because I was, like I said, I was told that a teaspoon of that honey a day will help your allergies. My grandson has allergies really, really bad. He was constantly doing that clear the throat thing that,
Yeah.
and my daughter's like, that's driving me crazy. And so she ended up taking him to the doctor, and the doctor says, looked in his throat and says, he's got sinus problems. He has allergies, Mom. Jeez.
Give him a break.
Yeah. So, and they ended up testing him, and now he has to take medication every day to help him. And one of the things he's allergic to is oak pollen. And when that poor kid comes over here, he has to come from the outside straight into here with the AC, because if he lingers too long outside with all my oak trees, it tears him up.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Gage. Yeah, he came over one time and played out in the backyard with some of the other kids, and came inside, and his eyes were all puffy, and it was like, wow. Robert Carr says, yes, it will help. Okay. So I am going to try that and see if that'll help me with my allergies. Because I see
local barbecue places is doing curbside pickup.
Yeah.
So just got that. I'll put an order in. We can run over there, pick it up right at the parking lot door. So.
Yeah, most of the restaurants here are offering some kind of, carry out or pick up or something for people, so that they can keep the doors open a little bit, get a little bit of money coming in.
You see the advertisements. Little Caesar started it. Papa John started it. I think Pizza. They're all doing that. Pizza is not touched once we put it in other words, they take it out of the oven with their oven spatula.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
A pellet.
Okay. Well, they take it out and throw it in the box, and now they're sealing the box with a tape that says, this pizza has not been touched by hands or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're doing, you pay for it ahead of time, and they're saying no tips. You don't have to tip the driver. But I noticed on one of the things that it says, just out of curiosity, look, you can give a tip on your credit card, but you have to pay by credit card, and they're not accepting cash. It's credit card only, and they'll drop it at your door, and they will text you. The driver will text you, your pizza's at your front door right now, and then you just open your door and get it.
Yep.
Ours, we have a wraparound porch, and then we haven't taken the.
Oops, he froze up.
The storm windows down yet, so it's still sealed up. It's like an airlock out there. So they put the pizza on the porch, and then we open the inside door and come out and get it. So, so like an airlock.
I read somewhere a person said the other day they were, and I never even thought about it. I mean, I had thought about it, but not that extensive. But they're scared of the packages and stuff they order.
Mm-hmm.
So they have them delivered and put on the porch. They don't even touch them for 24 or 48 hours.
Yep.
They leave them out there on the porch.
We leave our stuff out there for a while, unless it's something that's perishable and can melt or whatever. But,
and then the one person goes out there and one person goes out there. I'm gonna say the father goes out there, and he will unbox the stuff and get rid of the boxes, and then they will bring the stuff inside, and they even wipe the stuff down before they open it. In other words,
as much as we try, and we got to try. You're never going to 100% remove.
No, there's always that
ability to cross contaminate.
Yeah, there's always that little possibility.
I mean, we got to give it our best shot, though, at least.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
well, that's what we were talking about. These man-made masks. They're saying like, well, they're not as good as the N95, whatever that 3M makes, or what, And I'm like, okay, it's got to be a homemade mask. Has got to be better than nothing.
Yeah.
And then somebody was saying make the mask big enough to fit over the N95. That way you can wear the N95 for long periods of times and just change the outer mask and have them washed. Now that's a good idea.
I saw a picture the other day on the internet of some people that had gone out shopping and they had sanitary napkins strapped to their face.
Well, I guess that's one way.
I'm not going to get that
I'd
crazy.
stay away from you if I saw you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, his brother was a train engineer in LA too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah. No, I thought that was a good idea, because if you could have several of those other masks where you could take them and wash them, or have them washed or sanitized, you know what I'm saying? And then put that over your N95, because that's what they're saying, is that if you're getting the germs on your N95 mask, you need to change it every time. That's the reason they're going through so many when they go from patient to patient. But if you could change one of those outer masks, you could use that N95 for quite, a lot longer period of time.
Dave Hart said if people come right up to him to take a package or the mail from him, and he has to tell them to stay back, and it happens a lot.
See, I can imagine that.
Well, they figure the mailman's safe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's
not going to go postal right now.
I was going to say he's probably one of the most contaminated, because I think about all the hands that have been on packages and mail.
Yeah.
If you let's say I ship something from here to California, you realize how many hands touch that package before it gets to California? Yeah. So, and nobody even thought about that 6 months ago. Nobody even thought about that.
Well, and it's how your packages are handled too. I told you the other day about that guy that was spitting on the boxes as he delivered them. Video of him on the porch, spitting in his hands and then rubbing his nasty hands all over the boxes when he left them on the people's porch.
That's another one they take out and shoot.
Yep.
Robert Carr says, I made some masks with a carbon insert. Better than nothing. Yes, it's better than nothing. I agree. And now they're saying, before they said the mask did no good, what they were trying to do is say, we need the mask for our medical people, which I can understand that. But now they're saying, do wear the mask. They're changing, saying, do wear the mask if you have them, because they're better than nothing. And I'm like, okay, right. Dave Hart says, I deliver to 600 homes every day. Wow, that's a lot of houses. James Parker gave me a bunch of thumbs ups. Thank you, James. What time do we have here?
9:37.
Yeah, we're going to probably call it here shortly. I got some things I want to try to do. I'm feeling better, so I got some things I want to try to do. And, I was telling y'all, it just so happens the week before I started all this yard work, I used my last Harbor Freight N95 mask, right?
Yeah.
So I was going to order more, and I didn't. So now it's too late to order them, but I did get a order into, I have 2 RZ masks, and I did get an order into RZ Mask and bought me a bunch of filters for those masks, and they came in last week. But I didn't wear one while I was doing the yard work because they came in and I have to change the filter, and I was just like, oh, I'll get to it later.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it caught up with me.
Yeah.
It always does.
Yeah. So I have 2 filters, 2 brand new filters in my masks, and with some more to spare. So if I go out working in the yard, trust me, I'm going to be wearing them.
I'm not overly concerned, but I do keep a mask in my sweatshirt pocket when I go out of the house.
Yeah.
Just in case I run into a situation where I'm up close quarters with somebody.
I just carry my can of Lysol. Anybody gets within,
you start spraying the heck out of them.
Well, she said it's Lysol.
What you need to do is grab
like mace.
Yeah, I was going to say, what you need to do is get one of those kid squirt guns that shoots like 30 feet and fill it full of Lysol and, walk around with it. If you get too close, shoot them.
Super shooter.
Mm-hmm. Shoot them like before they can even get close enough, because they get too close. They can't get close with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I will tell you this much. We did a pickup order at Sam's yesterday, and my wife went and got it. She took a picture of the line of people waiting to get in Sam's, and nobody was doing that 6-foot rule.
No.
She said because she texted me and she goes, wow, she was, because you can tell how far the first person is in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at everybody that's in front of her, there wasn't nobody doing that 6-foot rule. And then I watched the vice president visit the Walmart warehouse. Did you see any of those people in that video doing the 6-foot rule? And I'm like, yeah, you sitting there on TV telling the world to do it, but you ain't doing it yourself.
Yeah. Jimbo wants to know if you're going to Rockler anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon.
Well, nobody's going anywhere.
Yeah, nobody's going anywhere.
It's not essential. You ain't going.
Nope. No, and I think I mentioned this last time. If I didn't, I should have. Is I don't think I'm going to be doing any more scroll saw classes. Right now would be a perfect time to do them because people can't go to Disney World, so the traffic's going to be clear. But it's just too much of a hassle trying. I can make it there within an hour under normal conditions, and it's taken me an hour and a half to 2 hours with that Disney traffic. And I'm tired of fighting it. It was fun at first and everything, but after about a year of doing it, I was like, yeah, this is getting. If it was only an hour drive, I'd still do it. But I get off of the bypass onto I-4, and I'm within 15 miles of Polk County, but yet it takes me an hour to get to Polk County.
With everybody out of work, is anybody going to have money to go to Disney once, this lifts?
Probably not.
I think once this is over, you're going to see the economy come booming back.
Yeah, but
people are going to be wanting to go out. People are going to be wanting to go to the parks, wanting to go to movies, wanting to go to dinner. The economy will bounce back, and very quickly.
I think a lot of them are going to be wanting some money so that they can pay their mortgage.
I don't disagree with you, Chris, but because there's going to be some people that have money, but the poor people ain't going to be able to go nowhere because they're.
Well, that's my point. The ones with money will go out immediately.
Yeah.
And start spending money, giving the ones who didn't get their pay continued during this, giving them an opportunity to work and make money. So they'll catch up.
Oh, I agree the economy is going to bounce back, but it's going to take a while, I think.
Right. It's hitting the farmers now because of all the hospitality and everything, the schools and stuff being shut down. It's hitting our agriculture.
Yeah, because they can't sell it.
Yeah, they're having to pour out the milk.
Yep. I mean, people are still buying, but they're not buying from the grocery or not the restaurants and the places like that would consume a lot of the milk also.
Yeah.
So, I tell you, I miss my local pub. I mean, it's how I kept up with what's going on in the neighborhood and who's doing what and what building is going to go up where. And Friday night, you all meet down at the local watering hole and you see your neighbors. You don't even know where they really live. You don't know where their house is, but you know they'll be there Friday night. So that element of life that's completely been removed.
Robert Carr, I think he's getting desperate. He want for wood because he says, I have a 35-foot cherry tree in my garden, and this week it's coming down and blanked on a bandsaw. So he's getting desperate. He's taking that cherry tree down.
Might leave it up just for the cherries. You're going to be kind of hungry here soon. Nothing in the store.
Yeah. Yep.
I plan on going out and doing some pallet shopping probably tomorrow when the rain stops. So
we finally got a little rain Tuesday night. Didn't last long, probably about 15, 20 minutes. Pretty hard, and which makes it nice because if I do decide to do anything out in the yard right now, it's still damp from that rain. So therefore, the pollen ain't near as bad as it was.
I don't remember what night it was. We had one heck of a thunderstorm here, and the tornado sirens went off on both of my phones, and it was like run for your life kind of thing going on. And oh man, so I started checking, and the tornado sirens here in town were on, and I thought, well, why aren't the tornado sirens on? And about 15 minutes then the tornado sirens in town went off. And they went off for about 5 minutes, and it was just pouring and the lightning crashing and everything else. And whatever it was blew over. I never did hear of anything hitting any place.
Wow.
We didn't have
about 24 hours of heavy rain coming our way. So
y'all got 24 hours coming your way right now?
Of heavy rain.
Holy crap.
So
we need it desperately. Send it here.
I'd gladly do it because it's still cold enough it could become snow real easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we could use it. Well, that little bit of rain we got is nothing. Trust me. Like I said, it was so dry. Everybody goes, how dry was it? I'm telling you, you could, there was my grass, there's hardly any grass in my yard growing. It's all just dying because of the drought,
Wow. Everything is sprouting up here right now.
And Polk County finally, what was it, Monday or Tuesday? Yeah, my county finally issued a burn ban. You can't burn anything, not even campfires now. It's gotten so the dry index. We're in blue is like, or kind of like good, and then or green is good, and then when it gets up to red and yellows, that's really bad. We're in like the yellow orange right now. I think our drought index is like 500 or 600. Just
my daffodils bloomed this week.
Wow.
Yeah,
But now
starting to poke out.
This is typical for Florida. I mean, we go through this every so many years that we get in these dry spells, and it takes till what is this, April, May?
April.
Yeah, so April. It'll probably take till May till we'll finally start getting some rain. Usually, it's April shower brings May flowers. Well, so we're hoping that we'll get some this month.
Wow.
And I got to sit down and start thinking about, because it's rocking on real quick, about when I'm going to do the Whirly Gig Wars challenge. Because remember, I'm going to move it. I'm thinking about. I was thinking about moving it to May. So I got
that is more of a spring type of thing too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it in May.
Yep. People are planting their gardens and stuff comes May, and a Whirly Gig fits in that environment.
So yeah.
I'm going to do my prototype build for the pallet project. I got to do a test first to see if this is going to work.
So, Dave Hart.
I videotaped that also, because when I do my final video, sometimes I have to use cuts from the prototype project to fill in my video. So,
yeah. Dave Hart says we've had rain just about every day for over a month in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Our ground is saturated. Wow.
Yeah, my backyard's a swamp.
Yeah.
Break out the swing fins.
Wood chopping time. What's his name? Can't think of his name right now. He just moved. He bought some new property and moved in and has a new shop and everything there. And he posted a picture of the back part of his property. And he says, when I bought this, it wasn't lakefront. I wonder if it's worth anything more now, because the back part of his property is underwater. Yeah, I was like, holy crap. And it is. You can it's like deep. It ain't no little puddle. It's like deep back there. I'm like, wow.
Get out the kayak.
Yeah.
And I think we're looking for property on the water in Cape Coral. I want to get some on one of the canals.
Yeah.
So we can put a boat out there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Robert Carr said the guy's name's Bob.
Bob. I don't think that's Wood Chopping Time's name. You might be right. I'm not sure.
Bob is the guy at the beach with no arms and no legs. Okay, old joke.
I got a job at the.
You die to get time at home, but now when you're forced to stay home, you start going a little stir crazy.
It's Chad Stanton.
It's not Bob.
Not Bob. Yeah, it's Chad Stanton.
I got a job at the bicycle factory. I'm a spokesperson.
Ting. I need a drum
She'll be
roll.
here all week, folks. Tip your waiter.
Yeah, Chad Stanton. And yeah, he posted a picture the other day, and I was like, holy crap, he is. They canceled the woodworking shows the rest of the season.
Yeah, I saw that.
We need to just cancel the rest of 2020.
And go ahead and go jump to 2021.
Yeah, because I think this year's a wash. We'll just go right on to the next one.
Yeah. 2020 is not looking to be a good year.
We've never seen nothing like this in my lifetime.
No, when I was born, I was at the tail end of the Great Depression. I was born in 1958. So, and actually, it wasn't the Spanish? No, it wasn't the Spanish flu. There was some flu that came through during that time, because the Spanish flu wasn't until like 1918 or something like that. Anyway, so my mother and father were very geared up for being hoarders and every little thing. I mean, you didn't throw anything away.
No.
She would, like, if we had grits that morning, she would save the leftover grits and fry them into little like hoe cakes, and we eat them at dinner time along with our meal. So nothing got thrown away. They even used to dry out the coffee grounds and use them the second time, just add a little bit more to them to get more coffee out of them.
And then when you was through with them, they went out to the garden because it was good for your garden.
Yes.
You know, but people have gotten extremely wasteful over the years.
Yeah.
I was raised primarily by my granny, and she raised 7 children during the Depression.
Yeah.
So, you know, she knew how to be frugal with stuff. And then my mother was raised by her grandmother, and her grandmother went through the Depression raising kids and knew, you know, how to be frugal with stuff and how to make stuff and how to sew and all that sort of thing. So yeah, you know, I've had the Depression training on both sides of the family.
We don't throw, I mean, we throw stuff away because we have to, but we naturally, but we, like, if we have a big supper, like tonight we're having homemade, I made a big old crock pot of homemade beef stew. That's the reason I was a little late getting out here to start the show, because I forgot to take the meat out, the beef stew meat. And so it was still frozen. So I needed to get it in the crock pot first thing this morning for it to have time to cook this afternoon.
Man, that
anyway,
sounds good.
Yeah. And so, you know, we'll eat that, whatever's left over. My wife and I'll eat it tomorrow for lunch.
Well, I made a big pot of vegetable soup yesterday, and I'll be canning it today.
Yeah.
You know, so that I got soup, because I got so mad trying to get soup from the store, and you couldn't get a can of soup to save your life from the store. I said, oh, Lord, I can make a kettle of soup and can it myself, and, you know, go to my cupboard and get it whenever I want to.
Your oxtail soup?
Yep, oxtail soup. 21 quart vat made.
I got to try that oxtail.
Oh, it's good, Lord.
Now, I've had what we usually just use what we call ham hocks to make
now
soup.
That's good in bean soup.
Yeah, that's what I mean, in bean soup.
Yeah, but vegetable soup, you want to put some beef in it.
Yeah, beef in it. Yep.
I'm surprised how many people never heard of oxtail soup since I've been talking about it.
I'm looking it up right now because I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
I have heard of it, and I'm quite sure that I have had it. Because we used to raise cows and butcher them. So, and my mother and father were the type of people that I can pretty well assure you that I've had probably, I just don't remember oxtail soup.
Well, they probably never told you because, you know, kids tend to turn their noses up and stuff. But it's like $1.49 a pound right now.
That's cheap.
Yeah, cheap cut of meat and flavorful. It'll flavor that vegetable soup right up. So yeah. Yeah, Jimbo says he wants a bowl.
I just immediately thought, this is my city boy thought, oh, that sounds like something Granny Clampett would make on the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yes, it
does.
It was
made up. I didn't realize it was a real thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's the tail of the cow.
City boy.
Hey, let me tell you, back in the Great Depression, they would eat possum.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it, but I'm a city boy. We didn't live that way.
Yeah.
And well, I've cooked groundhog, squirrel, rabbit. Yeah.
Rabbit?
Yeah.
Roadkill. Do you want to scrape up the roadkill too? And
that's my stepson accused me of that. And when he did that, I just went right along with him. I said, well, of course I do.
Yeah.
I said, how do you think I can afford to feed you?
Soft shell turtle?
Your soup.
Yep.
Soft shell turtle? Have you ever eaten soft shell turtle?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of turtle. Frog?
Yeah. That is.
I've had frog.
Soft shell turtle is
frog
most
over an open
excellent.
fire. It tastes like chicken.
You see these people that driving down the road and they stop to help the turtle across the road. My dad would drive up to it, stop and throw it in the back of the truck, take it home and eat it.
That was me. Yeah. Pop that trunk. We're grabbing that turtle.
You ain't kidding.
He's eating tonight, kids.
Yeah. Now he wouldn't eat the gopher turtles, you know, because actually they were an endangered species. But if it was a soft shell turtle, oh, that sucker was in the back of the truck.
Oh, we grabbed them home. Big old snapper turtles, you know, great big suckers. Grab them things. You had to be careful because they claw you and bite you and everything else. But yeah, you had to get a hold of them and flip them up in the trunk.
Maker Central was Robert Carr says Maker Central was canceled for woodworking and turning main show in UK. Pigs Trotters brand. Yeah. Maker Central's having to be canceled. Brian Woodward says my motto is if it's meat, it's good to eat. Yes.
That's right.
And Dan said I had roadkill possum spaghetti at a Grateful Dead concert. It was great. Yeah, you'd be surprised hey, people over in China eat grasshoppers and all kinds of stuff, buddy.
Yeah.
You know? And I think they've been eating bats, and that's where this coronavirus comes from.
Now Ozzy said that back in his day, you could eat a live bat and nobody'd say nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, have you ever seen the movie? Isn't it the movie Contagion?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sit down and watch that, and that will make you rethink this COVID virus. Trust me. Yeah, it's exactly set up to what this COVID virus do.
Mhm.
One person, like she had it and didn't even realize it, and she stopped and saw her ex-lover before she went home to her husband, and gave her ex-lover the virus, and then he carries it. He got on a train or a bus or a plane or something, and now he contaminates people, and then she contaminates. Yeah, it's like.
Well, they say if you watch movies, you can see exactly what the I don't know, Illuminati or whatever have in store for us, because they usually spell it right out in movies before it ever happens.
Yeah. But I just know Contagion. I know that my wife and I watched that movie, and I was like, wow, that's. And I, being you know, in kind of the medical professional as a firefighter paramedic, I knew too that how stuff can be transmitted that easy. So I was like, holy crap. But never in a million years did I have an idea that along would come this COVID-19 and make that movie almost a reality, you know?
Well, somebody put it real distinct over on Facebook the other day. I don't know if you saw that or not, but they said, just imagine that you get glitter on your hands.
Yes.
Have you ever had glitter on your hands? So you go wash your hands, right? But you never get it all. No matter how well you wash your hands. So then you go and you touch your phone. So now you got glitter on your phone. And then you go and you touch a door handle. And the next person that touches the door handle now has glitter on their hands too.
Yep.
You know, and this is how this kind of thing spreads. And you can use hand sanitizer, you can keep washing your hands, but you're still contaminated with the glitter.
Yes.
Glitter is the herpes of the craft realm, and you cannot get rid of it. Well, it's the same way with this germ. No matter what you do, you can make some of it go away, but you're never going to get rid of all
of it. Nope. The biggest thing that they can do right now is to come up with a vaccine, just like the polio vaccine, the measles vaccine, but where it took like 15 or 20 years to come up with the measles, the polio vaccine. They say that they should be able to come up with a vaccine for this within 1 year.
Well, they need to come up with a cure.
Well, that's what I mean by the vaccine.
Well,
you take the vaccine and then you don't get it. That's what
maybe.
the measles. Well, it depends on how. Here's what it depends on, because of the coronavirus. Is the coronavirus has already changed. We don't have the same coronavirus here that we had in China. It's already mutated, so to speak.
Yeah.
So therefore, yes, if they come out with a vaccination for it here now, there's nothing to say 6 months, a year from now, it mutates from somebody, and now that vaccine's no longer any good.
Yeah. What they need is to come up with a cure that, okay, this stuff goes to your lungs. You get a shot of something that's going to help expectorate that stuff out of your lungs.
Yeah.
You know, within 24 to 48 hours, you're back on your feet.
Yeah. That's where coronavirus is not really different from the flu. Think about it. You get a flu shot every year, but they have to change the flu shot every year because they test the people that first get it, and it's a different strain from last year.
Well, some people get a flu shot every year.
Yes. So the flu can actually mutate itself too. So that's the biggest, saddest thing about viruses.
I guess you can tell from that which group I'm in.
Yeah.
I got my first one in over 20 years today, this year.
I've been getting one for the last, I think about 5 years. I've been getting ever since I hit probably
mid-50s. Mine not doing it was based on allergies. They were egg-based, and I'm allergic to eggs. So I couldn't get the flu shot. So I got a pretty good immune system. I'm not worried about it. I've suffered through some flus.
When he said it was egg-based, I thought maybe he's the Easter Bunny.
No.
I'm like, egg-based, is he laying eggs?
The Easter Bunny and I are like that, man.
Jumbo James Parker says, don't you love it when frog legs jump when you cook them? Yes, I've seen them do that. And Robert Carr says, they say it changes person
Mine
to
had a
person.
stick through it. They didn't jump.
Yeah.
and over and open fire.
I don't think, Robert, it changes from person to person, but it can mutate. And it can mutate very easily. You know, the virus is not a living organism, so to speak, as in where it has a brain, a conscience, or whatever. It just knows how to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
it's bacteria.
and if it, I don't know if it feels threatened or if that's what causes it. I don't know what causes it, but something will cause it to feel. The best way to put it is something causes it to feel threatened, even though that may not be a good analogy of it, and therefore it'll mutate. So, yeah, it's very unstable. Yeah, it is. And the best thing that will kill a virus is heat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got one thing before we leave here, because it's already 10 o'clock and I got some things I'm going to do. One thing to say before we leave here is your body runs a fever on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is to kill the virus. All right. It elevates the temperature of your body so high that the virus can no longer live and it dies. So why are we stopping people from having fevers? That's the part I don't understand. I mean, back in the day,
too high a fever could do other damage, though.
Yeah, and I agree. If it gets over 102, let's say, 104, 105 can cause brain damage. But
I was always taught sweat it out.
Well, that's what we were taught.
Yeah.
We were taught to sweat it out. My dad used to make lemon juice and honey and whiskey, a good bourbon whiskey, and warm it over the stove and put it in a cup. And we'd drink that, get in bed, and cover up with every blanket in the house.
Yep.
And we would sweat our butts off to the point that the next morning we would just be soaked. Mom would have to wash all the blankets and stuff because they were soaked in sweat. But the next day you were fine. It would kill it in the night.
Exactly.
Whenever I feel like coming on, I go to the gym, put on a heavy sweatshirt and get into the steam room.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and my sweatshirt is soaking wet when I come out.
Yeah.
But you know what? You sweat it out of your system.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Robert Carr says, thank you all for being a very good chat. God bless and be safe. You too, Robert. Keep your head low, your mask on, and wash your hands.
Take your vitamin C.
Take your vitamin C. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand why I understand that they don't want the fever to get, like I said, 104, 105.
Yeah.
But 102 fever is not, I wouldn't consider that bad for you. I think I would want to run that fever for a while to get rid of the virus. Burn
it out of there.
Yeah. Feed a cold, starve a fever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You just want to drink fluids to keep yourself hydrated when you're doing a fever. So, all right. Yeah. We're cutting it out of here. It's 10 o'clock. I got some things I want to get done. I'm sure y'all got things y'all want to get done too.
I got nothing.
Yeah. You're too cold, but your shop's too cold.
And bored in the house.
I'm gonna try to get I want to try to get outside because they say the sunshine's good for vitamin D, just not too much of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But thank you for being on here, Brenda and Chris. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
sir.
Adios, kids.
All right, we will talk to you lever.
Adios.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later. So, like I said, this is my favorite saying: keep your head low, your mask on, and wash your hands. That's all.
Take your vitamin C.
You can do. Brenda says, take your vitamin C. All right.